channel. If this is your first time being here, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to show you how you could achieve a simple dress for a baby girl, and this dress is for a 2-year-old baby girl. Now you want to take some measurements. There's some measurements that you're going to need. You're going to need the shoulder. You're going to need the neck of this child, which is the neck width, how you want your neck width to be. You're going to take the armhole, the chest, the waist, the bodice, the shoulder to wherever you want this dress to stop. Okay? So remember, when you are doing your shoulder, if you're not putting a sleeve on this dress, I wouldn't advise you to go all the way to the tip of the shoulder, and that's something that you have to take note of. Now, I'm going to draft this on my fabric. Now, you could make a pattern if that's what you want, but this fabric I took the chest measurement, which is 21, and I divided it by 4, and I add about 2 more inches, or 2 to 3 more inches to it, depending on how much ease you want to put in the dress. Now, to start this dress, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw a line that represents the shoulder. Okay? Right? So this is my shoulder line. From my shoulder line, how I folded my fabric, I folded it in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I left 1 inch at the back for this represent my zipper allowance. Now from this point, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement, which is 4.25, which I'm going to make 4.5. Okay? And then I'm going to take my neck width measurement, which is 1.75, and I'm going to make that 2 inches. Okay, from the shoulder line right here, I'm going to drop this measurement by 1/2 inch, and then I'm going to draw my shoulder slope, the shoulder slope of this. So from the 2 inch mark, you're going to go down and make a shoulder slope right there. Now, there's a formula that you could use to find the chest, the armhole measurement of this child. You could do the chest of the child, divide it by 4 and subtract 1 inch. Now the chest of this child is 21. If I divide that by 4, I'm going to get 5.25. If I should go ahead from this point and add that 5.25, it's going to be too big. The armhole is going to be too big. So you have to subtract 1 inch from there. So what I'm going to do, from this point, I'm going to put, I got 4.25, but I'm going to make it 4, because this dress is not going to have a sleeve. So from this point to this point is 4.5. So 4.5 is right there, and I'm going to draw a line connecting that 4.5 inch mark. So this is the chest line. So on this chest line, I'm going to put the 4.5 inches that I did on the shoulder, and I'm going to connect it right here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this here, find the midpoint, okay? And I'm gonna come in 1/2 inch, and I'm going to draw the armhole of this child right here, okay? And I'm gonna make it stop right there on the chest line. Now, you're going to now take the bodice, my bodice measurement from shoulder to the half length is 8 inches, and I'm going to make it 8.5 inches right here, and I'm going to draw this line. Okay? So this is the waistline now. This is where you're going to put the waist measurement. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to impute now the measurements for this child. The chest, on the chest line, you're going to put the chest measurements. As I said, it is 5.25, but then I'm going to add 1 inch for ease, yes, because these are growing children. You don't want to make it too tight. So I'm gonna get 6.25. Gonna put it there plus 1 inch to sew this together. Her waist, no, this child doesn't have bust or anything, so you don't have to put darts. The waist is 20 inches. So 20 divided by 4 is 5 inches. I'm gonna put 5.25 here plus 1 inch to sew it together. And you're going to connect this line right here. Okay? So this here is the seam allowance that you're going to use to join, to sew this dress together. This is the armhole. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the neck width. So for her neck width, I'm going to do a 2 by 2 for the front. So this is the front. So remember, we're drafting both front and back on the same pattern. You could choose to do a pattern for this, but I'm just showing you that you could use your freehand to also get it. And you're going to come down from the back by about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. If you want this to be lower, you can definitely go ahead and make it lower. Okay, so from this point, I'm going to draw the back measurement. And then I'm going to draw 1/2 inch here for the shoulder joining. So from the tip here, I'm gonna put 1/2 inch, which is the shoulder joining. Okay, I hope there's not too much chalk and you're confused. So basically, the top of this dress is ready. All you have to do is to cut out this pattern. So I'm gonna cut out the back first. So this is the back. Now this is what you're going to have for the top of the dress for this child. Now let's talk about the bottom. Since this is going to be a gathered, remember to cut out the front. So this is the front. This is the front, this is the back. Now since this is gonna be a gathered bottom of the dress, all you're going to do is that you're going to take the child's waist measurement, and depends on how much fullness you want, you're going to, so for instance, this dress is going to be 23 inches. So I subtract the bodice part, so I'm left with about 12-13 inches from the full bodice. So because 20 from 8 is about 13. So this is the bottom of the dress. Okay, and this is 3 times her waist, 3 times the waist of this child. Okay, so this is about 60 inches, and then you're just going to gather all of this up, and it's going to be placed on the top right here. I hope you understand what I am saying. This measurement here, the waist measurement, you're going to multiply it by 3 to get the amount of fullness for the bottom. And this is what I went ahead and I did. This is going to be the bottom part of this dress. All right, and that's all you need to do. What we're going to do now is that we're going to cut out the lining piece for this dress, and I'm just going to use a half circle lining for the bottom of this dress. So to get the half circle part, you're going to take the child's waist. So to get the half circle, you're going to take the child's waist. So it's gonna be the waist, which is 20 inches plus 1 inch for the zipper, and you're gonna divide it by 3.142, and then you're going to add the length shorter than the bottom. That's going to be 6.6, and that's going to be the radius of the lining of this dress. So I'm just going to cut out all of this for you to see it. Okay, so mates, I went ahead and I cut out everything, and I also made a band for the back of this dress. I made it about 23 inches long, and I went ahead and I ironed them down. I also went ahead and I gathered the bottom part of the dress. Remember, I told you that the bottom part is going to be about 13 inches, so it's going to be 12 inches, but I added 1 inch to sew it together. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to sew the armhole and the neckline of this dress. So you're going to match up right sides facing each other with the lining and the main fabric, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to sew the neckline of this dress. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now, so mates, after I did that, I went ahead and I ironed them out just to make it smoother, and I left the 1 inch at the back. Remember, when you're sewing, you do not sew that 1 inch. And I also give it a good press to flatten the seam. So what you're going to do now, you're going to attach the shoulders, and what you're going to do is that you're going to put one of the shoulder inside. So you're going to take the back and you're going to match it up inside with the front part of the shoulder. When you have done that, you're gonna take it to your sewing machine and stitch it down, and you're gonna do that for both shoulders. Now, so mates, you're going to attach the band, and you're going to put the band at the back part of the dress, not the front. You're going to put it at the back and you're going to tack it down, as you see I'm doing here. Not on the lining part, but on the main fabric. So I attach both of them, and that's what it's gonna look like. Now what you're going to do after you attach your band, you're going to go ahead and attach them at the sides, right sides, facing each other, main fabric to main fabric, and lining to lining. And then you're going to take your 1 inch seam allowance that you have left, and I'm going to do that for both sides of this dress. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do, you're going to take the bottom of the dress that you have made the gathered part, and you're going to attach it to the top part, main fabric to main fabric. And then I'm going to take my lining and I'm going to find the midpoint of the circle part, and then find the midpoint of the lining part, and I'm going to attach both of those. Now guys, this is what it's gonna look like. The inside must look as beautiful as this, and this is what it looks like on the outside. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to attach my zipper. If you do not know how to attach a zipper, I'm gonna put a link in the description box where you'll be able to find it. So I'm just going to put in my zipper, and then I'm going to hem this dress, and this is the final result of the dress. I'm gonna show you what the dress looks like after it is done. Okay guys, so this is what it looks like when I finish attaching my zipper and I close the back of the lining. This is what it looks like at the front. You can make this for any size baby girl. It's the same procedure. If you want yours to be closer to the shoulder, I suggest that you put seam allowance. I did not in this case, but you can totally go ahead and do that. And this is the final result. This is what it looks like on the inside. So you're gonna hem the bottom of the dress, and you're also going to, I use a long elastic, so I'm going to run some stitches there and then cut it off. And this is what it looks like. This is the final results. Okay, soulmates, so this is what the dress looks like when it's all done and complete. I wish I have a little baby girl myself, but I don't, and it's life. So until we meet again, I'll see you soon. Bye.